Hey y'all, so right now it is cold and flu season all across the country, no different than here in Middle Tennessee. And so today I'm going to share with you one of my most popular herbal workshops that we do here every year. I'm going to give you a recipe that is going to give you a warrior and a mason jar. This boosts your immune system. And now with these holidays that are coming up and all those people coming in from all over the country, and your aunts and your uncles and your cousins, little kids with all of those running noses and germy hands and hugs and kisses, and I'm going to show you how to make my famous fire cider. That's going to give your flu and your cold season a kick right out the door. So y'all come on back, let's get started. Let me show you how to make this. There's a couple of things that you're going to need before you embark on our fire cider journey in this workshop. One is a wide mouth. This is a quart mason jar, and I like to use the wide mouth jars because there's a lot of stuff that you stuff in here, so I really like the room. So you want to sterilize your jar, and you also want to sterilize your seal, so your ring and your lid, and make sure that those are sterilized as well. The next thing you want to get is apple cider vinegar. And this, what you want to get, an organic apple cider vinegar. You want to get an unpasteurized raw apple cider vinegar. So this is what you're going to need. This is going to be what actually ferments all of these different herbs and all of these different things for your fire cider. So apple cider vinegar is the base that we use to ferment our fire cider. So what I like to do is get everything chopped up, and then we'll go through some of the herb stuff that we can put in there and some of the different flavorings that we can also put in there. So right now what I want to do is I want to get started on getting our rhizomes all peeled and chopped. So one of the first ingredients that I want to talk to you about that is going to go into our fire cider is horseradish. Now horseradish is a rhizome, so it grows underground. The plant grows on top. Horseradish is in the mustard family and the wasabi family. So it is really strong, very spicy, very peppery, and if you've ever had prepared horseradish before, you know how strong this is. It can be quite hot too, but this is an immune boosting attribute that's going to go into our fire cider. It has lots of potassium and vitamin C. Also, it is an anti-inflammatory. So yes, I do have notes here because these are really important to talk to you about. The next one that I want to talk to you about is ginger. Now ginger, of course, as you know, is quite the powerhouse when it comes to herbal medicines. Ginger is got a lot of attributes, but let me just talk about gut health with ginger. So ginger is great for your gut health. Ginger is great for nausea, so morning sickness, if you want a little bit of ginger tea. Ginger is great for calming your stomach. Not only does it improve digestion, but it is also really good for your vascular health. It gets your blood moving, so it's going to lower your blood pressure. It's going to also lower your sugar. So diabetes, a lot of people use ginger to help them control their blood sugar. It is an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antimicrobial. So that is exactly what we need when we're talking about immune boosting attributes that are going to go into our fire cider. This is turmeric. Now turmeric is another one of those anti-inflammatories that is really wonderful. Now let me tell you a little bit about turmeric. Turmeric came from India, and it is and let me break it apart here. This color, so this is the color, this is kind of what the yellow that is in curry, because this is the base for curry. Turmeric is, and let me just go through here. Turmeric, of course, is from India, but it's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties, but there's an active ingredient that is in turmeric that is really hard for our body to absorb. So when turmeric is also mixed with black pepper, so like peppercorns. So when you make turmeric, if you use peppercorns, there's something in the peppercorns that releases the attributes that are in turmeric so your body can absorb it better. So again, that's going to go into our fire cider. So those are the all of the rhizomes that we are going to be putting into our fire cider. All right, so now let's move on to, of course, the citrus. So we're going to put lemon, and we're going to also put orange into our fire cider, and also have some lemon balm herbs here that is also going to go into our fire cider. So the main thing with the lemons are obviously vitamin C. Oranges, vitamin C, so this is going to add a lot of vitamin and minerals, but it's also going to, again, give us that sort of acidity that we're going to need, that our body can absorb, that's going to help us fight off all of these germs. Also, lemon is really great for sore throat, so it's going to be one of those things, especially when we finish this off with either sorghum or honey, that is going to help with our sore throats and kind of a soothing. They're really, really good for, again, your stomach, your belly. It really helps to calm your stomach. So that's one of the most important things with those citrus. Garlic. Garlic is such a incredible powerhouse when it comes to medicinal purposes. So garlic, of course, is another immune boosting. It is also antimicrobial. It is also anti-inflammatory. It is great for cardiovascular health. It is also really good for your heart health. One of the things, though, we'll talk about garlic here because of an intimate knowledge with garlic. If you have a loved one or you are on a blood thinner, you have to really be careful about how much raw garlic that you are consuming, because garlic actually will thin your blood, and when it does, if you're on a blood thinner, of course, you don't need, it makes your medicine even more potent. And so bruising, or you fall or get a cut, it's really a lot harder for your blood to clot, and so that can be dangerous. So really be careful with garlic if you are on blood thinner medication. That's really important. Onions, of course, onions are packed with antioxidants. They're also antimicrobial. So all of those things are going to add a lot of attributes to our fire cider. Now, the peppers are the Caspian. That is what is going to give us that opening of our body for our body to absorb all of the good things that we have put into this fire cider. So anyway, those are the main things. That's what we're going to get started on. So let's get started on the actual making of fire cider. So I'm going to get a little bowl here so we can have something to put this in. So let me grab a little bowl. Alright, let's get our herb out of the way. So, horseradish, all I'm going to do, and I'm going to go from this end, is I'm going to take my potato peeler and just kind of peel off the outer part here. Woo! It is, horseradish is strong. Now, horseradish is also really fibrous, so it's hard to actually kind of cut because of how fibrous it is. You know what I don't have here is I don't have my compost bucket, which is really strange for me. This will have to do. So, compost bucket here. Let's get all of our herbs and stuff out of here. So, as you know, this is my new set for my winter. For my wintertime cooking show. So I haven't yet learned how to actually make it work and function. And my husband, Mark, and Luca, my son, are really not happy with me taking over half of my farmhouse kitchen for a video set. But, I mean, they do want dinner though, so they do give me some some slack on it. So I'm just going to take my grater and just run it over the grater. And like I said, it's really fibrous, so you have to actually put some muscle into this to grate it. And yes, It is really strong. So again, though, horseradish is also really great active ingredients in this, so you really want to get some in here. So I'm going to get a little more. You can tell just how fibrous horseradish is. There you go. So that's perfect. Yes, it is a big mess here. Fire cider is always a big mess. Now, whew, got my eyes a little watering. So ginger, God, I love ginger. So one of the wonderful things is you don't have to get real technical here about cutting up and dicing and all those things, because everything here will be strained off. So I'm just going to take my ginger and I'm going to make thin slices. I'm not going to peel my ginger. I'm just going to make some thin slices. Right now, the big flu that's going around here in Middle Tennessee is a stomach virus. So this ginger is great for that. Ginger tea, so if you've got somebody at home that already has a stomach virus, a little ginger and honey tea is wonderful. I remember when ginger ale, you know, people that have kind of a sore belly, ginger ale. Now I do like a lot of ginger in my fire cider. Now a little bit of turmeric. All I'm going to do with the turmeric is kind of give it just a little bit of grade. Again, you can use powdered turmeric. You don't have to use fresh turmeric. I've used the dried stuff many a time with fire cider, so you don't have to use the fresh. We have a lot of growers right now all over the country that are growing turmeric and ginger in their greenhouses and hoop houses through the winter. It's amazing. Okay, so those are my 3 rhizomes that are already cut up and ready to go into my jar. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my citrus. No, I need to clean this up, don't I? So let me just clean this up. So let me clean this up and then we're going to start on our citrus. One of the nice things about being in the farmhouse kitchen is I don't have to run as far when I would forget something up at the pavilion when I was doing the cooking up there. So I'm going to start with an orange and I'm just going to give it a cut. So my main thing is to get it all into my jar. So I'm just kind of making medium slices or medium dices here to get it into my jar. One of the things that I also want to do is I want to go ahead and take some of my lemon zest. So I'm going to run it across my planer just on top of what I have in this bowl to get the zest off of these 2 lemons. The lemon zest is just really going to release that oil, the lemon oil, into our fire cider, as well as the lemon and the lemon juice. So there's 1, 2. So if you have never had lemon zest or zested a lemon, all you're going to do is take off just this outer peel just a little bit, but you don't want to keep doing this. You just want to get it where it's not shiny anymore. That's when you know to stop. Not taking the white stuff on the inside. That's not what you want. You just want this outer shiny lemon peel. Back in here. So I'm just going to take them, do them the same as I did my orange. Just giving both of them, slicing in half. It's a really fresh lemon. right into my bowl. Actually, I'm going to trade out bowls here. Move it on up. Move this out of the way. All right. So an orange. Another orange. I think it's more of the flavor too, but vitamin C is really crucial this time of year. So I really like to have a lot of citrus in my fire cider. It also is very flavorful to have the citrus. And also I'm going to do a little bit of half an apple. I'm just going to chop it up. Now I'm going to move on to my peppers. So I'm going to go in with some jalapenos with the seeds in them. Now this is going to give it some heat, and which you want in your fire cider. And again, when you're taking this, you're only going to be taking a teaspoon, a tablespoon at a time, whatever you can tolerate. So it's going to be got a little heat to it. But that is really one of the great things about getting your blood opening up. Now, another thing is I'm going to go in with some red peppers. Now this, again, these are little cayenne peppers, or they're bigger cayennes, but let me get some of this out of here. I don't want as many seeds. And then I'm going to go in with some cayenne, dry cayenne, because I really want to get, cayenne pepper is one of the keys to a good fire cider. So I'm going to put in about a good 2 tablespoons of dried, along with my, not dried, cayenne. I'm going to go in with some garlic. And again, you don't have to do too much with the garlic and those kind of things, because you're going to strain all this off. It's really just the cider that you're looking for. It's not so much the anything that's in it. So just some garlic. And I like to use probably 6 to 8 cloves of garlic, depending on the different recipe, whichever one that I'm using. Garlic, again, is really key to a good fire cider. And the reason that I'm hitting them with a knife and just kind of peeling a little bit, one is I'm used to it, to peel them this way. The second is I want to crush them. I want them to get to work really quick, as fast as they can, into my compost. All right. So this is the bulk of the vegetables, the main things that I'm going to be putting into my fire cider. So I have, of course, the lemon. I have a little bit of apple, half an apple. I have lemon. I have oranges. I have horseradish. I have ginger, and I also have turmeric. I have some jalapeno peppers. I have some cayenne peppers, some dried cayenne peppers, and garlic. And I'm just going to give it just kind of a good stir. Now I need my jar. So for me, the herbs, the fresh herbs, are really as important as anything else that goes into my fire cider. Now these are cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon, again, is a wonderful anti-inflammatory herb, spice that you can put into your fire cider. It really adds a lot of flavor to it, but it's also great for really what it is, for the medicine that it really truly is. So I'm going to take all of my ingredients. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to move this forward. Let's Listen, this wouldn't be Peggy's kitchen if it wasn't messy. So in the jar, I'm just going to start putting it in here. And what I want to do is as I go is I want to add also, I'm going to add some fresh parsley and some cilantro into here as well. And then I'm going to take, I call this my mouth stomper. It's what I use to make sauerkraut. And I'm just going to press it down in here. And I'm just going to keep filling it up with all of the good stuff. Really getting that ginger in here. And in this section, I'm going to take my lemon balm. I'm going to take some lavender and some rosemary and put it right in there. All right. I'm going to go in with some dried herbs too. I'm going to go in with a little oregano and thyme. This is dried. This, hibiscus. So again, looking for that vitamin C. Hibiscus is a great source for vitamin C. I've already got parsley in here, so I don't need that. Peppercorns. I'm going to do probably a teaspoon of peppercorns. Remember what I told you about that turmeric? Those peppercorns release an elderberry. Probably about a teaspoon of elderberry. Put it in there. Take my stomper and press it all down in here. Now what I want to do is I want to keep this below the first line, so the fill line, before that lid line there. Put all of that down in here. Shake up your apple cider vinegar and pour it right over. So remember me telling you that we're going to be fermenting. So you want to fill it. You want to fill this up until it covers. So that first little fill line, I'm just going to put a little bit more. And watch it as it kind of bubbles up here. Because I want to make sure that all of my stuff here is covered with apple cider vinegar. Just like that. Alright. I'm going to take another little cayenne pepper, stick it down in there. Like that. And now I'm going to get ready to get my cheesecloth and tie it off. So the cheesecloth, the reason that I use cheesecloth is because sometimes when you're fermenting anything, whether it be sauerkraut or whatever pickles, when it's fermenting, it creates this kind of a yeast. So it's starting to actually break down all of the enzymes that are in here, and kind of that's where the probiotics come from. So this little microbe things start happening in here, and it's like bursting with all of those probiotics. So it tends to kind of push up. So what you want to do is take your cheesecloth and just put it right over the top, and then just some baker's twine. Tie it on. So the cheesecloth allows air to get into here without it kind of, and then a lot of times, and I'll show you what I kind of do with mine. Some of the time I'll just kind of set the lid down on it just a little bit, kind of off of it, just to, keep anything out of the cheesecloth. And always double and triple your cheesecloth so it doesn't allow any kind of dust or dirt to get down in here. So this is your apple cider. I mean your apple cider. Yeah, it is your apple cider vinegar. This is your fire cider. Now what you're going to do now is this needs to be stored in a cool, dark place for anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. So for me, I always store mine back in here, back behind my pasta sauces and my salsa, my pickles, and a lot of my canned stuff that needs to be in the dark. I kind of set it back here like that. I'm going to take this one out and get this one ready because this one is ready. So I've had this one for about 2.5 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and strain it off, and then I'm going to show you how to finish this fire cider. So, so come on back. And let me show you how to get this finished and sweeten it up, and then we're going to put it away in a bottle and it's ready to go. So now we want to strain this off. So what I want to do is I want to take my fire cider that has been fermenting for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. You can tell, look how much further down it is. So you can tell that it's really working nicely. So I'm just going to take a strainer. What I want to do is, again, is to push. So I'm straining this off into just a bowl. That color, that's the turmeric. That's really working there. Just take out all that stuff. And then you want to press it through your strainer. So you want to make sure you're getting out all of that juice. Right? You just keep working it. Squeezing out all of the juice that's in that citrus, all of that. Just like that. And you might want to just let it drip for a few minutes. Look at that color. This is the color. This is what fire cider looks like. It's this nice dark color. You can really smell those lemons and that citrus in here as well. So I need to sweeten this up. So what I want to use is either honey, raw, again, raw unpasteurized honey, or some molasses. So whichever one that you want to use is fine. Whatever you want to. Now, one of the things about molasses is, again, it kind of still has those enzymes in it, so it's really good. Honey is the same way. So that's what you want to put in here. So I think I'm going to do this one with sorghum because I'm going to do the other one, molasses, with molasses. The other one with honey. So I kind of just eyeball it because I know that my son I have to make some more molasses cookies. Because my son needs to take this too. A little sweeter is always a good thing. So now I'm just going to kind of stir that molasses up, mix it all up in here. Let it dissolve. Get it nice and sweet. Molasses or that honey fall down in there. Now you can put your lid on it because it's finished cooking. It's finished working. So now that you have the lid on it, you've got it nice and tight. Now this goes into the refrigerator. And every time that you're going to use it, I suggest that you take a teaspoon of this every day. You want to shake it up. Give it a nice little shake. Then you take your teaspoon, pour some out. There you go. Now you have your weapon for the flu and the cold season. It's fire cider. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. all of those kind of things about our videos here. And you guys enjoy your holiday season.